Hello, my name is Sophia Nichols and I'm one of the trustees and co-founders of ASNA, the Adventist Special Needs Association. We're 10 years old this year and we're really pleased to be able to share with you some of the work that we've done over the past 10 years and the impact that ASNA has made on the lives of some of our supporters and most importantly some of our users. So we hope you enjoy your time with us, and I'll also share a bit about my story, why we started ASNA, and maybe meet some of my family. We hope you enjoy it.
So as we look back over the past decade of ASNA's journey, we begin with the story of how it was initiated through the birth of Matthew Nichols in 1996. His mother Sophia picks up the story.
Okay, I'm married to a wonderful husband called Nigel, and we both have two boys. Our first son, Matthew, who is now 15, when he was first born, we realised that he had some problems with his eyes. He was born just with one eye. The other eye, he wears a false eye in there. And as he grew, we began to realise that there were other issues that he had. So he has severe learning difficulties. And also he has now, since the age of about 11, maybe 12, he's developed physical disabilities. So now he's in a wheelchair. We also have another little boy. He's not little now, he's 12. His name's Christopher James. That's Matthew's sibling. And in the early days of Matthew's birth, we found that within our church organisation, there seemed to be a lack of understanding of some of the issues that we as a family faced. And in fact, we thought we were the only family in the whole of our church organisation that had a child, or at least lived with a disability. An experience that we had at an event, probably about when Matthew was about 4 or 5, led us to realise that in fact, we needed to do something to I suppose, educate the church about some of the issues that we experienced. So we decided to make contact via a local newsletter, a national newsletter, with other families that we thought also experienced disability. And we were surprised to find that we weren't the only ones. And so we decided to set up the Adventist Special Needs Association. And its main focus has really been to support families like ours, to provide education for our churches within the British Union. And also we think the most important thing is for church members to understand the needs of people living with disability, so that when they come into the church, that they can enable members with disability to feel part of the church and also enable to be part of worship. So we provide training and awareness programs, and we also provide resources to support our leaders and volunteers.
So what have been the highlights of ASNA's work over the past 10 years?
I think the highlights for me have been when we launched in 2001, and that was a wonderful celebration. We were able to put on a fantastic concert where there were people within the concert that were able to show their talents despite their disability. Then back in 2003 we became a charity, a registered charity. And within that time, we met so many families that we were able to provide support for. We ran our first family weekend away in 2002, and that was about 50 people that came to that. Since 2002, 2011, this year we ran our 10th one, and we had well over 130 people who came. We felt that we were really pleased to see that ASNA is making an impact on the lives of people. They're coming back and they're telling their friends, and they feel socially uplifted, they feel spiritually uplifted, and most importantly, they realise that they're not alone, because living with disability can be quite isolating. So for us, the greatest impact has been being able to provide support for members within our church. We've also been quite fortunate to be able to work with the members within our church via what's referred to as disability coordinators of all the churches in the British Union. We've been able to engage with the coordinators, the disability coordinators in the church, to help them to be more aware of the needs of their churches. So we work very closely with the church administration.
Sophia believes one of the keys to their impact has been in partnering with other Christian organisations.
We knew that there were a number of other church organisations that worked with churches to enable people with disability to feel part of the church and to worship. And we felt we wanted to be able to partner with these groups. And we've been very fortunate to spend some time benefiting from the resources that have been produced and been able to adapt them to our church circumstances. We've worked very closely with Prospects, very closely with Through the Roof. And both of these are church organisations. Prospects especially work with adults with learning disability, and they produce some really good resources. And Through the Roof also, they work with children, they work with all disabilities really. So that's been a good, another I suppose, milestone or highlight for us, that the organisation, although quite small, we've been able to become part of a Churches for All, which is a partnership of charities that work with disabled people. And being part of that has, in a sense, widened our reach, it's broadened our opportunities, and has ensured that our partnership working has become more effective, because as well as being able to provide the resources that we have, we've been able to benefit and access resources that are produced elsewhere.
Pete Windmill, Assistant Director for Mission and Ministry at Prospects, explains more about the partnership they forged with ASNA and the positive impact that's had.
In the early years, and we did a session on learning disability and including people with learning disabilities in the life of the church. But then as years have gone on, through Churches for All, which is a sort of consortium of Christian disability organisations working together, we've done a number of events with the Christian Resources exhibition, the Enabling Church conference that we did last year together. And we've done seminars together, we've done training events together, we've shared each other's resources and encouraged others to think seriously about how they include people in the life of the church. I think the biggest impact is the fact that different churches with different understandings and backgrounds are saying, look, this is important. There are things that we do slightly differently, maybe in different denominations, but the key thing is about the fact that Jesus is at the centre, and he wants everybody with a learning disability to be part of his church. And the impact, particularly at things like the Christian Resources exhibition, where you've got different charities actually saying, no, actually, you don't need to talk to me, you need to go and talk to this person over there, actually encourages them to think, well, actually, isn't this the way church should be as well? How we support one another.
Sophia says one of the things that keeps her going in this work is the feedback she gets from families they've supported through ASNA's respite weekends.
What has motivated me to carry on the work has been when we run and I always go back to our respite weekends, and they take a lot of time to prepare, you can imagine, contacting families and making sure the venue's okay. And I work with a team of people. But trying to steer it all can be quite grueling. But when I go to the event, attend the event, and families come up to me afterwards and say, you're such an inspiration, Sophia. I feel so inspired by all the work that you've been involved in doing. I've really enjoyed this weekend. I've enjoyed the time. I've met new people. I felt relaxed. We run carers weekends, and people always feel that, you know, without ASNA, that they kind of look forward to ASNA, I suppose, in a way. They look forward to our events every year, and they come and I suppose in a way acknowledge some of the work that we've done, and that's quite inspiring. That keeps me going.
And one of those families who benefited from the support of ASNA and their respite weekends is Abby Rangarairai, a social worker whose daughter Anita is a wheelchair user.
ASNA helped me to identify parents and carers who are in the same situation as myself. Since I was introduced to their respite weekends, I managed to attend the first respite weekend in 2009. I found the weekend spiritually fulfilling. At the weekend, it's organized in such a way that there are helpers who look after the children with special needs, and another group which looks after the siblings of children with special needs. Myself as a carer or as a parent, I was able to have time to myself, which is not always possible, because nearly every weekend I will be with my daughter, although in the church there are some friends who can help me. But I mean, this was a weekend whereby I can be myself. learning things that will help me, while least I don't have to worry about the safety or well-being of my daughter, because there are volunteers who help to look after these children.
Another key benefit of ASNA's respite weekends is the support it gives to the siblings of those with special needs, as Anita's brother Roy testifies to.
Well, I think the best thing is, like, you can hang around with other children in the same situation as you, and you can also talk about other issues that maybe you want to get off your chest. It's a good opportunity to do other activities as well that you might have never done, and I think it's a really good opportunity for those for people with siblings who have special needs.
As a carer for her autistic son Ricardo, Kathleen Springer says ASNA's help, including their carers' weekends, have literally been a lifeline for her family.
I attended a parent support group in Reading, and I met up with a lady by name Olivia, who invited me to a weekend away. I didn't know very much about the weekend away, but all I knew was that it sounded like a great break for me and the two boys, because I wanted to explore different activities with them and make sure that now and again that we get about and we do things that really just to keep the boys active. So yeah, I took it as a challenge. I went away with the ASNA weekend, and to be honest, not knowing what to expect, it met all my expectations in all different angles. I met a great social network of friends. Spiritually, I mean, I didn't know about the Adventist Church at all, but I actually certainly now feel part of them. I've been going there since 2008. I've been on carers weekends with the children. I've gone on a carers week just with myself. And my oldest boy has been on a siblings week with the ASNA project, and we have both, every one of us in the family has really found it all very beneficial socially, emotionally, physically, and it's been a great honour of strength to me. And to be honest, I'm so excited about the work that ASNA does. It really is thrilling.
The main key to ASNA's success and impact over the past 10 years has been its dedicated team of volunteers, and during much of that time, retired Christian counsellor Trudy Young has played a key role in coordinating this wonderful team of volunteers. Trudy highlights some of the ways people can support the ongoing work of ASNA.
The statistics for disabled people are growing year by year, so there'll always be a need for ASNA and other organisations like it. So there's lots of things that people can do to help ASNA. There's always a need for more and more volunteers. As some move on, we need to keep our bank of volunteers high. So we'll always need volunteers right throughout the UK. There's always need for fundraising as well. For every organisation needs fundraisers.
As we heard earlier, ASNA is very keen to work alongside many other Christian organisations, and recently provided vital training for Gail Thompson and her team for their work in Lambeth at the Millennium Academy that provides media training for those with disabilities.
We needed education, and we needed to be taught about the various disabilities, because we didn't have a clue about the different kinds of disabilities. I am very aware about what it's like to be disabled, because I actually have MS, but I didn't understand all the other special needs and all the other educational disabilities, and it was such a vast arena, vast array of people who need help. We needed help in how to deal with it all. We needed education. So I called Sophia, and she gladly came down, and a few of us had a whole day with her, being educated, getting a greater grip and understanding of what the beneficiaries are going to need.
So as you've heard what ASNA has been doing over the past 10 years, we really want to thank you for being part of this, for partnering with us to ensure that the impact that we've made on people's lives has happened over the past 10 years, and we're hoping you'll continue to support us in the next 10 years and beyond. So thank you for helping ASNA to connect people and help to change their lives. you.